Attention. I am back from heaven through death. I am planet Earth's son, your heavenly, holy, eternal Son of Man. Back from heaven through death in the flesh, written out in my heavenly, holy, eternal word of Revelations. I have been waiting. Oh, very patiently. Right here, right now. The beast, President Donald John Trump Sr., the King of Israel, has commanded the murder of all of my people within the United States in America. This is called what? No More News #2. That is no, K-N-O-W, More News 2 had shown you Project Pogo and Project Zypher, Z-Y-P-H-R. Now, I am Alpha, I am Omega, I am Genesis, I am Revelations. I am knowing of all living and non-living things and universal existence down to your heavenly body's quarking of atomic particuli and the spectrally emissivical, intatistical, eternal angelical existence of you and I. After walking with King Saud of Saudi Arabia, I helped a billionaire, what I thought was a friend, Mitchell J. Joseph, owner of Muirfield Gulf Distilleries. I helped his son. He sets me up with King Saud. So, he pulls up in his Mercedes with the king. My family owned Valley-Wide Home Healthcare, medical and surgical supply warehouses, J&R travel agencies, Royal Crown Home Healthcare, medical and surgical supply warehouses. King Saud was going to offer me an international multi-million-dollar business deal. We start walking around this building, and it's owned by the government in Malibu, California. And the first words out of his mouth is, "In my country, you steal, we cut. And in my country, you kill, we cut." And he turned and he looked at me with his dark, beady eyes, as if he was drooling blood. I looked up into my heavens, and I said, "Thank my Father in heaven I was born within the United States. What if I was one of your soldiers that died in battle? My wife and newborn baby ends up on the street. She has to steal a loaf of bread to feed my baby and herself from dying. You catch her, you cut her hands off. Oh, my baby ends up dying, she ends up dying." I said, "No way." I'm walking in my Cavariccis, my gold Movado watches. I said, "You're a soul-sucking, blood-sucking, dirt-sucking, parasitic devil. You need to get out of my Christian nation, stop doing business with all of my people, and stay out." As we were walking up to the Mercedes, Mr. Joseph walks out, and he's all ready. It was perfect. He gets in the Mercedes. He flies directly to George W. Bush, who was president at the time. He took over our nation's power. He formed a federal task force and a state task force. They all seized all of my family's businesses, warehouses, placing my flesh vehicle's mother and accountants into custody over a lie that never happened. After this, I started working with a good friend of mine, Deputy Hector J. Gonzalez, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. Oh, I walked in, all kinds of hardcore treasonous acts I witnessed. Oh, 5 units of West Covina Police Department abducted his fiancée, took her up to Azusa Canyon, stabbed her in the heart many times after raping her multiple times, threw her off a cliff. She didn't die. She crawled up the cliff, passerby picked her up, on the media and everything. Afterwards they came to his house, all in uniform, just getting off duty. Here we are. They pull up. A soul runs in. West Covina. They're in the front, they're in the back, they're climbing the house. Partner hands me a handbook, Chemistry and Physics, 37th edition by the Chemical and Rubber Company. Says, take this, get my family off the property. I go down, I get the family, we start bolting to the next property, and boom! One of the family members starts yelling, someone call industry, someone call industry. Boom. Someone calls industry. All of a sudden I get hit in the back of the head by one of these officers. I'm looking up, blood in my eyes. The watch commander of the West Covina police runs up in the middle of the property and says, industry's on its way. Everyone jumps off their, boom, into their vehicles. Boom, as the last unit is burning rubber, my first deputy, well, Los Angeles, pulls up right behind, doesn't follow anything. They all come together and they tell me, oh, you need to leave the state or you're going to be dead. Get your things and move. I go to this county, Riverside, looked like desert, nope, nothing hardly. I planned on staying, so I did. I got an apartment, boom. I was there a few months, quite a few. And this is when Internal Affairs found me. They'd stopped me. I got in their vehicle. We went to downtown LA. We had a big, giant Internal Affairs meeting. I look up in the corner and I see these 2 officers. They told me if I said anything, I was dead. My family members were dead. Everyone I know was dead. They asked me about Deputy Gonzalez. I told them, hey, I do not even know my own name. I am not knowing. This is when the official in this longest oblong table I have seen with officials sitting all around it, he nods and he does the motion, kill. He walks up to me and he injects a poison into my flesh vehicle. 30 minutes later, I'm down on the ground, my stomach coming out of my mouth. I didn't die. I was supposed to die for 13 years. I was in the Loma Linda Hospital being fed and given liquids by IV. 300 pounds down to 145, skin and bones. My angels came, oh, they healed me. Well, afterwards, there was no love here, none. I shed my blood on September 15, 2008, over the Los Angeles River Bridge in Bell, California. I ascended straight to my heavenly body. This ball of dirt named Heavens on Earth's Son. I am Earth's Son, your heavenly, holy, eternal Son of Man. I am staring at every soul in universal existence in my heavenly, holy, eternal kingdom's tree of life and love's breath. I pondered on how many of my angels knew I was back in heaven. I shouted out at the top of the voice of my soul, does anyone have self-awareness like me? And this is when all of my angels written up in my heavenly, holy, eternal word of revelations approach me, bound in eternal fear, knowing if I return back to earth, come back to heaven, and I judge you've all failed my second test of man, I'm going to erase my heavenly body from universal existence. This abolishes all living and non-living things in universal existence. So after my angels and I, we prepare my kingdom for my second test of man, we all come to my throne, this ball of dirt sun, and we stare at this ball of dirt, heavens on earth. My angels then flowed my whole kingdom's ocean of pure emotion through me. I turn to my angels. I look at my ball of dirt, heavens on earth, and at the speed of my heavenly body's light, I shoot straight to this flesh vehicle at the St. Francis Medical Center in Linwood, California. And on September 18th, 2008, I resurrected this flesh vehicle. I am this ball of dirt sun, your heavenly, holy, eternal Son of Man, back from heaven through death in the flesh, written of in my heavenly, holy, eternal word of revelations. After my resurrection, the new sitting president was Barack Hussein Obama. I designed the schematic of our whole body of our universe. I show my whole tree of eternal life and love's breath these souls call the Laniakea supercluster. I show all the spectral, chemical physics of all living and non-living things in the materialistical realm and the anti-materialistical realm. I explained how any of you break my universe's laws of creation and my creation of life's eternal 10 moral commands of equality, the anti-materialistical dark eternal cell of hell forms around your heavenly body. You call dwarf stars dark stars. You become a dark member of the body of space, cutting you off from ever entering my kingdom in heaven ever again for your eternal self-awareness and existence after death. I drew a schematic of my heavenly body's astronomical and global alignments, Borealis's auroral black hole's bottomless pit, my heavenly body's gut, and my white hole, which is my heavenly, holy, eternal kingdom's tree of life and love breath's eternal tit. Explaining, only one of my angels on my ball of dirt in the flesh with a white robe, no cell of hell around them, does my white hole spit. I sent this to Barack Hussein Obama and the devil, the Roman Vatican Empire's crown, Pope Francis, fully enforcing my heavenly, holy, eternal word of revelations. I was put on death's door. Oh, my crown of thorns, my angels from my kingdom in heaven put my mark on my side, the mark of divine. I am Alpha, I am Omega, I am life after death. My heavenly, holy of holy names is Yahweh, your heavenly, holy, eternal tree of life and love's breath. I am just. I am the Lamb, back from heaven through death, written of in my heavenly, holy, eternal word of revelation. This is when, say, 10 of the fake Jewish tribes of the Roman state of Israel performed the ceremony with Pope Francis in the upper room of King David, declaring Pope Francis as their serpent Messiah, the serpent written of in my heavenly, holy, eternal kingdom's word of Genesis chapter 2. I created a life and love's breath none of you remember. I am here to explain. I am going to explain everything. I need you all to come to me. My heavenly body's astronomical and global alignment. My verbal, astronomical, alphabetical, alphanumerical, symbolical, materialistical, and anti-materialistical, quantum mechanical, trigonometrical, algebraical, geometrical calculus of the mathematical structure of our creation of all living and non-living things in universal existence, down to the quarking of atomic particuli, and the spectrally emissivical and statistical eternal angelical existence of you and I's definement. My righteous people, my angels, my sons in the flesh's heavenly, holy, metaphysical assignment. Creation and my universe's perfect designment. My heavenly, holy, eternal word of revelations. Signs of my time. My parables, my rhymes. My eternal rhythms, my heavenly holy hymns, slices straight through these fallen abominations and their creation of all of their lies throughout all history, space and times. My parables, my rhymes, my eternal rhythms, my heavenly holy hymns, my materialistical and anti-materialistical spiritual spectral eternal double-edged sword. The very words that cometh out of my mouth. Not one of these fallen abominations can run and hide, not north, east, west, nor south, not under no rock, not under no dirt. Each and every one of these fallen abominations shall be cast in this Balagduslavaic lake of fire for their creation of all of my righteous people's hurt. Look at all of the blood on their heavenly bodies' robe, their angelical shirt. Signs of my time. Right here, right now, President Donald John Trump is the Antichrist. After Satan Sanhedrin had performed the ceremony with Pope Francis on December 6th, 2017. President Trump held a press conference declaring his honoring of the Cyrus Decree, the 70-year anniversary. He ordered my Christian people's Christian nation's embassy to be moved to Jerusalem, claiming that this is the capital of Israel. Now, a few weeks after this is when Satan Sanhedrin had dedicated the underground Third Temple, the Chamber of Hewn Stone, to President Trump, then minted the Third Temple coin, and on its back you will see President Donald John Trump's face mirroring King Cyrus. On the left side you will see a lion symbolizing me standing on the Cyrus Decree, and on the right side you will see Mystery Babylon, the District of Columbia's seal of the United States of America. Mystery Babylon, the highest treason, in universal existence. The Act of 1871. The lie. Let us wait. After these things had happened, the next year, December 2018, this is when Satan Sanhedrin had dedicated, which is Hanukkah, the altar of the Third Temple to President Donald John Trump Sr., at the time the Beast. Then they sacrificed a lamb and threw it on its fire. This is symbolizing all of my people of the United States of America. Then, this is when the devil, Pope Francis, erected the idol of Moloch in Rome, symbolizing all of my people of the United States and America's babies to be sacrificed to himself, the devil. After this, on my Enoch calendar, this is 06/014, 2019. On this calendar, August 24th, 2019, President Trump held a press conference regarding the China trade agreement. This is when he fulfilled my holy word of Revelations, and he declared, he told you all, I am the chosen one. Someone had to do it. In my holy word, this symbolizes when he started his reign as the Antichrist for 42 months. This is when his high priest Jared Kushner, had a member of Satan, Elon Musk, through his corporation launch Russia's Satan I, Satan II missile system satellites. He launched China's Red Dragon quantum entanglement communication satellites, written of in my heavenly, holy, eternal word. Right here, right now. Anyways, a few weeks after this, he held a feast with all the evangelical Christians, leaders. He served them wine in goblets of gold. And he told them he would provide them a future of wealth if they worshiped him as me, your Creator, God, your heavenly, holy, eternal Son of Man. They agreed. A few months after this is when he held another feast with the 70 nations and the 24 rabbis of Satan. All of the kings, prime ministers, all of the princes, the presidents, their wives and concubines. They praised each other as gods of gold, silver, brass, and wood. They initiated their plans to murder all of my Christian people and my Christian nation. This is about to take place right here, right now. The census. You listen to President Donald Trump. He hates my holy word. Yet he's telling all my people to pack the churches of state come Easter. This has to do with your murder. The mark of the beast. As Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg of NATO told you all before the last United Nations General Assembly, NATO is preparing for the world power handover. This is to Satan and President Donald Trump, who accepted the bribe and all of this. He's an abomination. Yes, these things. I expected you, my sons from heaven, my angels on the flesh, to comprehend everything I had stated through you online, on the internet, on YouTube channel, explaining all living and non-living things. Yet, I have hurt myself, thinking that you would awake. I am commanding that all of you, my angels, my sons, my great army of the United States in America, to come to me. I am in Virginia. I've been communicating with all the world leaders, all government agencies, every single one of them. I have been explaining and defining my holy word. And this is explaining their eternal tormenting damnation in the bowels of hell. I am currently at the Skyline Plaza Towers, the North Tower. I am at 3701 Falls Church, Virginia, 22041. I am calling out to all of my people to come to me. You must understand, I am so full of rage. There is no forgiveness. There is none. Not for one of these fallen abominations planning to murder all of my people. My great army, my 4 generals, where art thou? My 200,600,000, my 144,000 of my Hebrew, where are you? My genocidization of the Germanization of the pre-motation and the pre-vocation of your question of thought. My universe's laws of creation and my creation of life's eternal 10 moral commands of equality. Have you all forgot? As far as these fallen abominations go, I know they have not. I am meeting you, my angels, now before these abominations' plans take place. I am here to cut their plans short. These abominations have been sentenced in the bowels of eternal tormenting damnation, the bowels of hell, by all of my angels in my kingdom of heaven and me, your God, back from heaven through death. I am here in the flesh calling out to all my people. Come to me now. I am you. You are me. We are us. My heavenly, holy, eternal Son of Man's name is Christ. He is us. Christ, He's us. Come to me now.